Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Ina, and today we're gonna talk about few things you might forget when you are planning to buy a house, and finances that you need to plan out ahead. You might not even know because it's your first house, you're trying to buy it, and you might run short because you don't think of few things that are super important for you to do and to remember before you buy a house. So let's get started. So one thing that I have learned when I bought a house with my husband, we didn't expect that one item that we had to spend money right before we closed on the house was the inspections, and they can be really costly. Honestly, you would not even think, for some reason, when I was looking for a house and whatnot, that's not even part of your closing cost. So one thing for sure, remember about inspections. They can run from $1,500 to $2,000. I think for ours was $1,500. You have to inspect a lot of things. We're talking about sewage, we're talking about walls and ceilings and roofs and water supply, you name it. You really have to take time and actually do spend money on that. One thing, you're planning on a house and it's not brand new, so many things can go wrong right after you buy it. And one of them, let's say sewage, these things can add up to 10 to 20,000 just to get your sewage thing cleaned up. And because it's like outside, you like the house insurance or everything might not cover it when you buy a house. So one thing I didn't expect and end up spending a lot of money on is inspections. I actually really wanted to inspect the house because it's an older house, it's 1970, so anything could be bad. I mean, this house been been alive for so long, so we don't know how other people used it and whatnot. In our case, when the inspection was over, it was good. The sewage part was great. They told us everything that we might end up changing in our house. They inspected the roofs, the siding. They told us which wood we have to replace soon or it's gonna fall apart, kind of thing. So inspections is definitely something you have to put into your budget besides the deposit, and either your down payment is 3% or 5.25 and so on. You really have to think about these things. So definitely another things is like the closing costs and everything. You think of, okay, down payment 3% or 20%, you got that saved up. That's not it. Closing costs are so expensive. It could be up to $3,000 to $5,000 just in closing costs. I mean, you don't save these things like that money, and you might not end up being able to buy that house. So that's definitely something for you to keep in mind and plan out ahead. Also, after you buy a house, you have to have another savings for it, just in case something goes bad, especially if you're remodeling something when you move in. That would be number 2. Honestly, save up money even more after you add up all your closing costs, your down payment, your inspection money, and then save a good chunk for unexpected, something that inspections can't know or can't even tell. Honestly, we had the inspections everywhere. They looked like water supplies, they looked everywhere, so everything was fine. But when we moved in and we decided to remodel our kitchen, and good thing we did. Here's why. Because on the outside, the kitchen was old, nasty. I mean, we could have cleaned it and used it, but good thing we decided to take it all out and actually remodel it. Because when we took down the kitchen, okay, as soon as we took down the cabinets, that's a place you can't even see. The cabinet, usually, they have the back, so you cannot see anything, honestly, behind the cabinets, especially the lower cabinets. So when we did took those down, we realized there was lots and lots of mold, a lot of mold behind the cabinets. Honestly, we would never tell unless we took down those cabinets. So that's another expense. You have to change that word. Maybe I'll post it because I forgot what it's. Well, it just like you put it on the wall. I forgot that word. I'll put it up. Anyways, so we had to replace that, and obviously the new kitchen and everything. That's a lot of expenses. I mean, we were able to do it ourselves, but honestly, mold was not on our list to change we had to take down the top of the wall down because it was mold. It was nasty. Also, something to think about, and when you are expecting a house, I mean, one thing, it could be not, but when you see a raised linoleum or hardwood floor, a little bit raised, like this much, but you notice it, that's possible water underneath the linoleum or the hardwood floors. So at one point we're like, okay, we need to replace this. We saw a few in the kitchen, so we went, we took apart a section to get to the kitchen. I mean, even the whole reason was the owners had left us with more hardwood flooring in a garage. I guess it was a leftover, so that was nice. If we need to replace something, we actually had more to work with. And guess what? When we picked up that hardwood flooring, mold was in the hallways. Mold was in the kitchen. A lot of sections. I mean, we had to really pick up half of our house. Literally half of our house was taken up. It smelled like, you couldn't even tell, honestly. When you walked around and everything was done, you can't even tell. As soon as we raised it up, oh, it was bad. We had to use bleach and, oh my gosh, vinegar just to get rid of that smell. Change the little not carpet, like the plastic thing that goes underneath the hardwood flooring. And yeah, that's bread. I mean, if we didn't had any leftovers, that would suck. Honestly, that would really suck. You really have to think about these things, that you might actually have mold all over your house, and that's horrible. That's horrible to breathe in, and it's just horrible. I would not want to live like that. So I'm so glad we were able to even have that little savings to work on that. I mean, we had the extra linoleum part, but that's something for you to think about. If you're buying an older house, or even not so older, you're gonna have mold anytime. And the reason we had so much mold in the kitchen, and we actually had lots in the bathroom, is because they had tile like this in the corners, And when you put grout in between the tiles, they get old and they have this little holes that can seep through the tile, the grout, and literally leak into the wall behind the cabinet. And that is horrible. It creates mold for years. That's why they recommend either regrouting all the time or putting the silicone between the sink and the wall or the tile, because a lot of water it will seep through. Same thing in the kitchen. It was tile everywhere too, a countertop and the wall, and yeah, they had grout, not even silicone, and that really messed up. There was so much mold. So yes, this is my definite tips for things to remember. They're super important when you are about to buy a house. Honestly, this is like my high recommendation for thinking ahead. Honestly, I mean, if you didn't have that money, would you really want to live in a moldy house? You have to take out, you're gonna live without floors, or you're gonna not like expect other things, and you might not have a lot of money to fix it. So I highly recommend planning it out. If you can't do 3% down payment, or you just saved enough for 3% down payment, you did not save enough. You did not save enough. I want to repeat, 3% is not enough. You really have to account for inspections, for escrows, and everything else, processing the whole thing. That's additional to your down payment. So yeah, that's definite things that really adds up really quick. So I just want to encourage you guys, don't be afraid to buy a house, but trust me, planning ahead is #1 thing that will actually leave you a lot with, like, make it your process enjoyable, and you won't have to worry about it. For us, it was good. We didn't stress about it. Yeah, it was a lot, but at least we planned, and unplanned happened. So that was good things that we had some savings to cover all these things that happened during our renovation, and kind of things that you don't even know until you take them off the wall. So I'm glad you guys stick through this video. I hope it was helpful for you guys. Also, smash that like button. Smash it. It really helps the algorithm. Just like it, because I'll have to learn the algorithm part word. Just encourage me to learn it better. Like that. Like it, pretty much just like it, and subscribe for more. I will definitely be adding more videos on these similar topics and things that you might have to think ahead in your buying process and whatnot, and what it takes to buy a house. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Subscribe, like it, smash it, the like button, and bye bye.